You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, and we've been given a new theme this week. And the bumper music is what, Christopher?
80s music, 80s movies themes.
80 movie theme. I know this. Is this Top Gun? All right.
You're one for one.
I'm 1 for 1. Well, we'll see how I do on the other two segments coming up. And welcome back. And thanks for joining us today here on Where You Live. I'm brought to you by the great folks at True North Painting, also by Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. We're going to take a moment right now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give us a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit CAIMN.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at CAIMN.com and click on Membership.
What we're talking about today is a story from Florida. Apparently, the Via Laguna Condominium Association, about 300 units, is still not doing well. After almost 7-8 years, only 10% is actually occupied by homeowners who have purchased units by the developer. 90% is still owned by the developer itself. The developer is saying, hey, you know what? It's been a number of years. After 7 or 8 years, the investor, developer, has been trying to sell those units, has sunk a lot of money trying to market those units and get other homeowners in there. They have paid for the last 7 or 8 years 90% of all the expenses so that the other 10% of the homeowners wouldn't have to have that on their shoulder. And they're saying, we can't do this anymore. I think we need to move forward and take a look at dissolving the corporation. Now, what will happen when you dissolve the corporation is that the people that own units there, the homeowners, are going to get what's considered fair market value. And they're saying, hey, that's not fair because I paid a lot more for it, but the value is not there now, and that's not fair, and I shouldn't have to do that. But is this anything that we expect anything differently from any other corporation? You can buy shares in a corporation, and if the value of that corporation goes down and you're going to sell those shares, you're only going to get what the value is on the day that you're selling. If you wish to hold on to it, you can continue on with that. In this particular case, we're talking about, is this a case of it being unfair? A number of people are saying yes. A couple of legislators are, and they've been trying to put together Florida House Bill 1061, but it looks like apparently it's too late in the legislative season, and this bill's going to go dead. That might have helped those homeowners be able to stay in their homes. And I'm asking the question, is it really unfair to them? I mean, in one sense, it's really bad. Here are homeowners. They've all been making their mortgage payments faithfully. They've been making their monthly assessment payment to the homeowners association faithfully. They have done everything that is their responsibility, but it's not going through. So is this unfair or is it unfortunate? And I want to talk about this in a larger perspective today, because I think it is worth our view of this and really ask, what is the purpose of government? Is the purpose of government to help with establishing laws, to deal with what is unfair so that there is a balance between people's rights? Or is it a matter to go beyond that, and is it government's duty to also take care of anything that is unfortunate in our lives? And I'm here to say that I think that a lot of politicians and even a lot of people in our society misuse those words. They say this, when they say a situation is unfair, I think what they really mean to say, and would be much more accurate to say, it's an unfortunate thing to take place. Not anybody's fault, but it may not necessarily be unfair. And as you stated, Christopher, in our last segment, hey, you said, what was that? That's what life's all about?
Welcome to life. Yeah.
Welcome to life, right. And so we need to talk in a broader perspective here. Is it government's duty to take care of all unfortunate things for us? If you listen to the quote from the reporter on this, they thought so. Play that quote from the reporter.
State legislators blame a flawed law that allows a majority owner to buy others out.
Okay, so the perspective of the a couple of state legislators in Florida was, they said, we're going to blame this as a flawed law. And what was that flawed law? You're dealing with laws dealing with a corporation. And when you're dealing with a corporation, the majority does have the right to be able to decide what happens to that corporation, whether it gets dissolved, whether it goes forward. The decisions that are made are always in the hands of the majority. Are they not? Isn't that the way that we deal with government? Aren't the laws that we have in place, the things that are being dealt with in Congress, in the Senate, because a majority of the people have voted, and so you have a majority rule. And so just because you have a situation like this, is it really unfair? I'm going to say that I really don't think it is unfair. Let me give you another example. Let's take a look at maybe another metaphor or another example in dealing with whether something's unfair or unfortunate. Let's deal with the arena of sports, okay? When you take a look at a sporting event, no matter what it is, they will have someone like an umpire or a referee. Now, why do they have that? Isn't that because they want to prevent cheating? Don't they want to ensure a level playing field is established for everyone? That the accepted and established rules are going to be upheld by everyone equally? Isn't that the purpose of an umpire, of a referee, to establish something that is going to be fair? But what is the end result of a sporting event? Is it always that everybody has the same score and ends in a tie? Is it considered unfair because you have a winner and you have a loser? Is it unfair? Or were things done fairly, in a fair manner, but in sports, as in life, not everything is going to go your way or your way for your team? And unfortunately, isn't that some of the risks that a person takes? I mean, after all, again, if we take this analogy of of someone who is an athlete in sport. No one's held a gun to their head to participate, I guess, unless it's the Hunger Games, and that's a whole different deal. But in most sporting events that I am aware of, we're talking about everybody is freely participating on their own. And when they do so knowing that there are going to be certain rules that are in place. And those are important because that determines how you move and interact, how you relate to one another on that field, and how you continue to act and move forward. And so in a sporting arena, I think we can take a look at it. We can say, no, there's nothing unfair at all if at the end someone wins and someone loses. That's the way it goes. And is that not true in life for a privately held corporation? And that's what we're talking about. A homeowners association is formed as a corporation, a nonprofit corporation, for the purpose of helping to provide services and for maintaining homes that people live in. It's unfortunate that homes decay and need more maintenance. It's unfortunate that sometimes not as many people want to buy in a particular homeowners association. So the values aren't as large in one association versus another. But does that mean that it is unfair? Does that mean that government needs to intercede for us in every turn when something doesn't go our way? Well, we're going to explore that even more, but we need to take a break. So don't go away. You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan on AM 1280, The Patriot.